Hello. Yeah, I'm okay. No, because we went over there. We found a good box. So yeah, we had to trim down a little bit. Jesse's next. They're on my table. Sorry. Okay. I don't know. All right. Here's your bike. Sorry.
Send him in. But never. I'm going through the whip.
Oh.
Thank you. Yes. Yes.
Hey, yeah, it's like.
Good. All right, let's get Jesse Cross. Social media it was just when part of that by gangs up in the north. Jesse was unfortunately in some trouble, and now at the age of 18 and ended up with 42 years sentence in prison. Jesse knew his life was over, and he saw a second chance to got the war. Since receiving that second chance pardon from the governor, Mr. Carson has built a massive TikTok following under @2nd_chance. So we are excited to welcome.
First time I've seen Deuce since he left me his left hand. I also want to know, why did y'all put Sheba first? Because there's nothing any of us can say that she needs to say. They set us up for failure. But I'm grateful to be here today. I just wanted to share a little bit of my story because of the idea of hope. So when I was arrested at the age of 18, I pleaded guilty to all the crimes that I committed. My sentencing guidelines were 8 to 13 years. And I was like, man, I could lose 10 years of my life at this midpoint. That's what the lawyer told me I was going to get. And I was like, how am I going to do this? How am I going to adjust? But I found a way. I had people that supported me and loved me and gave me a sense of hope moving forward. The day I went into sentencing, they changed the guidelines to 10 to 16 years. Midpoint to 13 years. And I was like, man, but he said, look, he's seen the old guidelines. He might still go on the low side. He might still be looking at 10 years. But if even if it's 13, you still have a chance. When you're 30, you can make it. When the judge sentenced me to 32 years in prison, I didn't know how to keep going. I gave up hope. They put me on the suicide watch. They were just like, look, we've never seen this happen. This is not good. The problem is it happens all the time. Yeah. The guidelines are discretionary. There's no consideration of circumstances. And people are put in positions and judged by the worst decision they've ever made. And we judge people only by that decision, not policing their ability to change, or rehabilitate, or become productive members of society. We're essentially dooming them to failure. And then people say we love a redemption story in America. We love second chances. But people don't believe. They say a criminal is a criminal. People don't change. I would never trust that person. Or I would never vent to that person. I would never hire that person. So I was lucky that I had people that supported me, and a lot of people did. And the difference between me and the other kid who came in the non-way, 19 years old with a 30-some year sentence, is he didn't have any good influences. So 6 months in, he stabbed somebody because he said, if I'm going to be in prison for 30-some years, I got to make a name. So rather than being driven in the direction that would have saved his life, he was driven by people who wanted to take him. Wow. And I look back, I can't express how fortunate I was and how grateful I was for the support that I had. And again, I realized that most people didn't have that support. So one of my goals is to spread the mission that people need that support and we can provide it. And the difference between this person who goes further down that path and this person who turns their life around is people who care, people who listen, people who get listen. So I had that. So one of the things I'm trying to do is change the narrative to show people that getting out of prison doesn't have to mean a failure. It doesn't have to mean that dangerous member entering your community. They can look like you or you or you. They can look like anyone. And as soon as we open our mind to that idea, and we get rid of these stereotypes of who somebody is, we have a chance to move forward and say, you know, that could be my brother, that could be my son, that could be my wife. And I want my wife to have a second chance. I want my son to have a second chance. Maybe we can extend that to other people. And we know that the Department of Corrections has this process of rehabilitation, which mostly involves warehousing people. And I want to make sure people have access to education. Because every study done is showing there's a 5-to-1 investment on every dollar spent on education. So every dollar they spend educating someone in the Department of Corrections, They save $5 on future incarceration, on future medical costs, and future everything. So if we look at that, if you own a company and somebody says, every dollar you can give me, I'm going to give you 5, we say that's a pretty good investment. Like, I want to do that. But we don't have that narrative. We don't have the narrative of saving money. We don't have the narrative of saving lives. We have the narrative of punishment. We don't actually believe in second chances. And that's what I'm trying to help change. I want to make sure that people have opportunities. I want to make sure that people have second chances. Because everybody that's in there today, I've been asked to go up and testify as a lay witness in a case in Northern Virginia where someone was in the exact same situation that I was. Someone was chasing them. He shot them. In my case, they both lived. In his case, they both died. There's no fundamental difference between that. Both of us were fleeing, afraid. We weren't intending to kill anybody, but his case was different from mine only by chance. There, but for the grace of God, we died. And I recognize that. And I just want to speak on the fact that he and I are no different. The outcome of the case is different, and there's a lot more pain, or there's a lot more fear, and I understand that. But he and I are no different, and I am no more deserving of a second chance than he is. The people inside right now are no less deserving of a second chance than I did. But when it comes to hope, when I got that 32-year sentence, I didn't think there was any way moving forward. When I put in a petition for clemency in 2019, it wasn't because I thought I actually had a chance, because that was back when they would grant 6 clemencies at the end of their term to look good or get some voter, to basically make it look good. But there was no actual chance of that happening. So I said, I'm going to do this because I want to do everything in my power, and then I can accept the outcome, whatever that is. I can't always change it, but I can do the next right thing. So I put in that petition, and then all of a sudden Northam had this scandal. All of a sudden Northam is interested in change, and all of a sudden Northam is interested in things. And this perfect storm, all the right things happened. I was actually granted that clemency. And so when I went from a place in 2019 having no hope of that ever happening, to 2 years later walking out the gate with an hour and a half's notice, walking out to see my mom for the first time in a year and a half because we had COVID, walking out to meet my girlfriend in person for the first time because we had developed this amazing relationship. But before that happened, in the middle of COVID, when you had guys dying at Buckingham, they shipped 64 of us to Coffeewood. All of a sudden, everybody at Coffeewood has COVID. All of a sudden, we're all sick, we're all worried, we're all losing hope. I was in a dormitory. I'd never been in a dormitory before. I'd been in prison for 18 years. Like, I was not trying to be in a dormitory, and I was losing hope. I didn't know how to keep going, and I had people who supported me and said, you know what? Sometimes it's dark before the dawn. Sometimes there's a way forward. You just have to keep going. You have to keep doing the next right thing, even when it doesn't seem like there's a way forward. And I listened to them, and because of them, I kept doing the next right thing, and then miraculously it changed. So I just want to let everybody know here, there is a possibility. It doesn't mean that the system's going to change tomorrow. It doesn't mean that your case is going to work out differently. But it means there is hope. And the more we keep fighting and keep doing the next right thing, we're that much closer to that hope. So please don't give up 5 minutes for a miracle. Please vote. Please stay involved. Please advocate. Please donate. Please do everything you can to try to make a difference, because everybody deserves a second chance.
Doing our giveaways. Just a reminder, if you haven't signed in, there's sign-in sheets on the picnic table. We are also doing voters registration drive. So if you're not registered to vote, please come up and register.
And if you haven't gotten your rights restored, we're restoring your rights also. See that big fellow there with the glasses? You go directly to him.
All right. So, hi everyone. Thank you for coming out. My name is Nina. I'm here on behalf of the 40 Strong and the Unity Group. And I have a few facts for you about Virginia prison reform. So, just want to give you a little bit of it. Number one, in 1995, parole was abolished by then Governor George Allen. This then required all prisoners to do at least 85% of their time. I'm quite sure most of you know this, but if not, that's a fact. Number two, the Fish Act law was passed because from 1995 to 2000, 16 juries were not informed that parole had been abolished. So exceptionally long sentences were handed down without the jury's knowledge parole is not an option, knowing that parole was not an option. So right now we're going to do 2 rounds. We have a few things here for you all. And if you haven't registered, Jen said, please make sure that you sign in. We want to get a count of everyone who came out. And if you're not registered to vote, please do so. We'll get your ticket. All right. So I'm going to call the last 4 digits of this ticket number. So tickets out. 5 that's you? Congratulations. You're welcome. We're going to do another one. Shake her bag up. Bag up. The next apple number 505.
Give it back. Give it back. Give it back.
Everyone do one. All right. All right. I'm gonna get more facts before we go to the next person. You know, the state of Virginia spends over $1 billion a year for the Virginia Department of much of this money spent on education opportunities, but that's $1 billion a year. All right. The next number 01505.
So I
their briefcase once they get home.
Both because of the told me that his mother was in bad health and he just wanted to be there before she passed away. All I could do was give him a hug and express to him that I know what it feels like to feel helpless and then to lose someone. Another asked me, how could they do this to my children? I could not help but tear up as I saw the tears in his eyes. As I talked with these men, it became clear to me that the only way this law could have passed is that some one-on-ones in the Senate who had changed their vote because of attempts at repealing the bill by Republican Senator Rob Bell had failed already twice this year. So now at the end of the budget session, which convened on June 1st, 2022, this amendment passed in the Senate with a vote of 22 yes and 17 no. So in my mind, there must have been something that the Senate Democrats wanted out of the budget that caused them to flip their votes in the trade-off. That being said, our position is clear, right? We must not allow the forces of oppression in the tradition of slavery to have the victory. We have been sold too many dreams under the illusion that equality is somehow available for those who are not a part of the aristocracy. Our rights exist as long as they say they do. We have to take back our power, which we so willingly give them when we do not take our place in the political process. We as prisoners must become more educated in the politics that govern us. Otherwise, we will forever be enslaved to those politics. Prisoners have to become more involved in civic engagement, and in turn, we must inspire our families to be more involved as well. The members of the legislature must know that we have political power and we will use it. For those who straddle the fence when it comes to our interests, we have to uproot them and back candidates that we can trust. This has to be a rallying cry. So this has to be all hands on deck. Now we gotta get to work. I want to say this before I get off of here that I will be home in about 8 days. I plan to be an advocate, involved. I plan to walk out these doors backwards, not forgetting the comrades that I left behind because there's so many men who stood to benefit from this law. And if we allow this to go forward, then what else is next, right? And so with that being said, I want to thank you all for your attendance once again. I want to thank you for lending me your ear this morning. I cannot wait to get there and see you all in person. And I hope that you look forward to meeting me as well. All right, and with that being said, I greet you all in peace and solidarity as I came. Thank you once again.
All right, I just want to have a follow-up with what Amber said. Freedom Over Everything is ran by the incarcerated men. They addressed me last year and asked me to do a rally for them, and I accepted the position to be their boots on the ground. They do the work there. When I say they do the work, they lay it out for me in ABC order, and I just execute their plan. This is, FOE is not mine. A lot of people think Krista, but it is Nadir, Abdullah Salam, Kevin Dickerson, and you have Oliver Adams. They are the founders. Since 2018, I just run from just boots on the ground for them. She said, Amber also said, how can we get involved? We all have the responsibility of making sure that we all are still standing. This system is made perfectly. It's to break us. It's not a broken system. The system is made to break us. So we have to be smarter. We have to be proactive. You know, not just wait for something to happen, but get in front of the things so they won't happen to us. We have to have our own firewall against, you know, our oppressors. So another thing, the guys have a book bag to briefcase initiative. Their book bag to briefcase initiative is they work on their business plan, LLC license, They have dual citizenship, a line of credit, and things while in prison. Those are the things that they work on, amongst others. They have workshops to rehabilitate themselves and qualify themselves for parole. Once they graduate and their book bag is complete, then they get their briefcase once they get home. They take off running with any business plans and everything. So I like to stuff the book bags with different organizations that I come across, so they'll have a resource for them. So yes, and we are out here stuffing book bags and doing things that we, have. I don't like when they call me and they say, call my mom or call my sister, and they get on the phone with their sister and they don't have time. I heard a woman the other day saying, I don't have time to talk to you, I got work to do. I was so shocked. And I know she's on a jail call because I'm on jail calls all day long. I have over 16 in my jail. And when I get on the phone with one, 4 more are on the phone with that one. So I know for sure she was on the prison call, but she had no time. She was trying to turn on shoes. So we have to do better. If you all are hurt, if they are hurting, I'm hurt. I'm a single woman left out here with the system, the broken system, left to be raped, beaten, whatever. And subsidized housing and food stamps, they make us feel like we're empowered to our men. I don't need you. Yes, you do. Yes, I do. That's right. That's the type of attitude that the government wants to put in our heads to keep us out the way and keep the men out the home. Right. So that's what we're all about, making families whole again. We're also partnered up right now with another organization, Community United Focus, which is ran by Brother Malai. Right here, he's all the way in Norfolk, and we go back and forth, and we're going to continue to gather organizations to form an iron fist so we can knock this thing out apart. So thank you, and I do have another. The founder's supposed to call in a little bit later, but once you get on the line, I'll let you all know what you have to say as well. Thank you all.
All right, guys, we're going to take a couple minutes break. There's